and welcome to another special indoors edition of Playground Monthly, where I, your host Charlie, will be taking you through the upcoming Series 22 update, along with my favourite guests of all time. It's got to be said, it's Mike and Dave. But first of all, we are going to have a look at the schedule for today's stream. Let's see what we got coming up. So first things first, we have the festival playlist. We're going to be running through it and the new seasonal events, prizes featuring some new chances to win cars you may have missed. Up next is the Eliminator. We've got Mike playing this week with Dave grilling, so thankfully the pressure is off me. After that, we've got the Series 22 cars. We've got 4 brand new cars, one of which I've actually mentioned a couple months ago was one of my favorites, so keen for that one. And last but not least are the updates and fixes. You asked for them. We're here to fix them with the next round of updates and fixes. So, like I said, I am joined this week by Mike and Dave, who hopefully you will be able to see now. Oh, look at that. Hello boys. How you
doing? Hey, Charlie.
I hope you're doing very, very well. Do you want to introduce yourself? Let us know who the people are, what you've been up to the past month, maybe.
Yes, so I'm Mike. I'm principal game designer at Playground Games. We've been very busy. We are working from home, but we are still full steam ahead, working on all the exciting things that we have been wanting to get out there to you guys. So we are not letting up pace at all, and we've got another bumper update to run you through today.
Hi guys, part of the game design team here as well. It's super exciting to be working on stuff, even in this sort of this fluid situation. Outside of that, I've been playing loads of Animal Crossing, so kind of relaxing in that way too. So, yeah,
have a wheel. No, back on topic. First things first, we were going to go through the festival playlist. So I'm going to throw it over to you guys to talk us through all the lovely bits and pieces we've got coming up.
Cool. Let's bring up the slides. So, festival playlist. First up, for the series completion at 50%, you're going to get the Ford Mustang Spec 5, and at 80%, the Mercedes-Benz W154. Let's go to the next slide, please. Great. So, you'll be able to get the Renault Clio concept again. That's a car that if you missed out before, you can now have another chance of getting that. As long as next slide, please. Cool, and so this is our first car that we're adding to the game as part of this series. This is the Toyota Celica ST205, absolutely awesome rally car. We're actually going to be talking about that in the Forza Monthly stream after this, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Cool, next slide. Great, so at 50% for autumn completion, you're going to have another chance to get the Hooligan RS200. We know you love that car. Next slide, please. And the Lancia Delta, you'll be able to get that doing the What's That Coming Over the Hill trial. We've also bringing one of our showcase remixes back. So the Pillar of Autumn is a really cool take on the Halo showcase if you guys have missed that before. Next slide, please. Great. So we have the Honda Civic Mugen as well, if you want to get your hands on that in the Too Hot Hatch to Handle season event. But more importantly, we have another exclusive car we are adding to the game, and that is the Ford Racing Puma, an absolutely beautiful car, and you can get that by doing the Cool Cat season event. Not only that, you'll be able to drive this car in the Monthly Rivals event too, so you can play that throughout the entire series, but if you want to get your hands on it, make sure you check out that season event in autumn. Next slide, please. We have another new car. This is another Toyota Celica, this time the ST185. We're going to be talking about this later in this stream, so make sure you stick around for that. Next slide, please. Cool. So we have the 2004 Subaru WRX as well. If you want to get your hands on that, if you've missed out before, you can do the trial. We've also got the Quartz Regalia D, another awesome, like absolute beast of a car by doing Winter Games. But more importantly, we've got another exclusive car, this time the Mitsubishi Starion. Really, really awesome rally car, very iconic. They'll be talking about that in the Forza Monthly stream just after this one. So again, make sure you stick around for that. Next slide, please. Next slide again as well, thanks. Great, we've got another new car. This is the Nissan Pulsar. You'll be getting that at 50% of the spring season. There's a bit of a theme you can probably tell going with these new cars that we're adding. Next slide. And we have another showcase remix here. So Taxi for Takeoff is coming back. This is when you are in Aisha Reddy's Taxi versus a jet, because why not? It's Horizon. And if you guys missed out on that, you can have a go at doing the sprint games. Next slide, please. Cool. So we have another exclusive car, which is the Peugeot 205 Rally, and you can get that by doing the season event Stardew Rally E. So that's a really like that kind of sums up all the new cars. We've got 6 brand new rally cars that are absolutely iconic and really great fun to drive on all the dirt racing events we've got at Horizon. So we kind of themed our season events around that, and that is Festival Playlist.
I mean, it's a very good playlist lineup as well. I'd just like to let you guys know, hopefully everyone is looking at chat right now, because everyone is screaming that there are 2 new Saleekers. And if you watched the show 2 months ago when I said that was one of my favorites, I like to think you guys have been listening to me and you've shared it with everyone else. So thank you very much from chat and from me. For adding that in. But up next is a segment I'm very, very excited for. It's time to grill Mike in the Eliminator. So let's waste no further time. Let's throw him in and see what happens.
So in interest of time, I started matchmaking while you were talking, Dave, but it match made really quickly, quicker than I was expecting.
Oh, amazing! So you're already in a level. Tell me, you're already in a level 7. This is incredible. Yeah. So, Mike, right? So, let's just get straight into it.
I'm actually only about 20 seconds into the game, but I kind of know what the things are. So,
well, so you have a strat then. So tell us your strat. How did you get this car almost immediately?
So I always start at Stonehenge. Or rather Stonehenge, as we call it. And there's a spawn locator there, and if that one isn't there, then you can head straight up north from there into the 4x4 park, where you've got a really good chance of getting a car drop, which is where I found this one here, this level 7 Audi RS6.
Oh, interesting.
Currently, I'm just camping out at this this car drop here, waiting for some mug to come and try and grab it. Here we go.
So talk us through this. You're waiting for. Are you going to pounce as soon as they arrive?
Well, I parked completely still, which makes me disappear from this guy's map. Now he's going to pop over, probably in a Mini still. And
amazing.
We are going to go. He's actually not in a Mini. He's in a decent car.
Oh, he's in a Supra.
He's in the Supra, but he's going to get absolutely toasted by this Audi. So the reason I've pushed forward for Eliminator is because you all kept losing, and
wow, thanks.
So the pressure is on here. You have to win now. You said that. I won't be taking any. Yeah. Right. Well, to add even more pressure, let's ask you your first question. So, who are you, Mike, and where have you come from before you joined Playground Games?
Yes. So I'm Mike. I've been at Playground Games for about 6.5, 7 years. Before that, I worked for Evolution Studios, the now defunct Sony studio up in the Northwest, where we made the MotorStorm series and the PS4 game Drive Club. I left there before Drive Club was released, just as Forza Horizon 2 was entering in, sort of leaving pre-pro, heading into production, and came over to Playground to work on the Horizon series.
So you're a bit of a racing dev pro here. So, if now you work at Playground, so if you were to describe 3 words that sum up what it's like to work at Playground Games and why you love it, what would you say?
So this first, so this first word's going to sound really weird. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Oh god. Okay. Organised. Again, weird word choice. I know. So I'm going to go with organised, fun, and exciting. I think organised. If you were a game developer and you came from somewhere else, that is the first thing you'd notice about Playground. That is
very good. Organised, fun is always good. Totally. Right. You just won your first one, so I feel like I should apply more pressure. So right, let's go back in time when you were little Mike. What was the first game you ever played? Wait, what was this? I actually was just looking at my questions.
It was a Gardo Spider.
Oh wow! You could actually win. You could. Okay, right. Let's go back in time. Let's go back in time. First game you ever played. What was it?
I think I was about 3 years old, and I was in a chip shop. For our American listeners, that's a shop that sells chips and fish. And my mum gave me 10p so that I could play on an arcade version of Pac-Man. and that was my very first experience of any video game, and it's stuck with me all this time. I still remember it. So it's obviously a very formative moment for me.
Yeah, obviously, and you're still in the industry as of now. That spark.
I don't think I counted being in the industry
when you're in
I
the
slammed
chip shop.
10
Yeah, well, it all started in that chip shop in Liverpool. Okay, right. So moving on from that, what was the first game you bought with your money?
So I think it was. In fact, I don't think it was Lemmings on the Master System.
That is a great game.
Oh, I love a
It
bit
was
of Lemmings.
a classic, a British game dev as well. Yeah, the Master System probably not the best version in truth, having to play it on a pad with four-way directional controls and 2 buttons, and the pause button mounted on the console itself. But nevertheless, yeah, I think that was it. I bought it from secondhand from a local market for about £4, I think.
£4.
Back when
fair play
for a thing that's games.
Right, you're about to take this person on.
Yeah, I'm going to risk this one.
You're against the bowler.
Okay.
That's a risky move right there, because they can go anywhere, and you're probably going to stick to the road here.
Right, I might have just blown it, but also chance at level 9, so I've got to take it really.
You got to do it. Okay, right. So next question: what is your favorite game of all time?
Oh, this is an easy one. It's Forza Horizon. No, sorry. It's Halo 3.
Halo 3. So why is it Halo 3? Go on. Yeah. Why 3 out of all of them?
So people who know me really well, and even people who know me only slightly, will know that I'm a massive Halo fan. I absolutely adore the series. But Halo 3 was just the pinnacle. And it came at a time in my life as well where I was at university, I had free time, I had friends that were able to play games every single night. And just we had a group of us that just played Halo 3 multiplayer like every single night. We played hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours. It was an absolute joy of a game. And
it is,
and it just got pure as well. Shooters after that became about like loadouts and unlocks and all that junk. Whereas Halo 3 was a really pure shooting game. It's the last of that ilk where it was like Quake and Unreal and stuff, where everyone spawned the same and just. It was all about how good a shoot you were rather than how much you'd unlocked. Oh, another Lamborghini. Don't mind if I do.
If you win this is gonna be, I feel like it's on me to apply more pressure with this question. Charlie, have you got any questions that will apply more pressure right now? I need some help.
I mean, I don't know if I've got questions, but I know I just want him to I just want Mike to talk a lot constantly without taking any breaks, and maybe look directly into the camera and away from the TV more.
Oh, well, there's a tree. Okay, here we go. Right, so Mike, your first car. What was your first car?
My first car was a Gen 1 Ford Focus.
Ford Focus,
which is pretty good for car, as it goes, I suppose.
That is pretty good. Yeah,
1.6 litre engine. Yeah, it was decent car. But it was I think I ended up finishing it off with about 138,000 miles on the clock. So yeah, good, decent car. Very nice.
That is a decent first starter car. Yeah. So if you were to move on a bit, then what was your current car? I know you like talking about this one.
So right now, as of a few weeks ago, basically a few days before the lockdown started, I bought myself a Ford Mustang GT, the old 5-litre one, which in the States is actually a fairly humdrum car. I know that they have them all over the place, but they're actually kind of unusual in the UK. You see, quite rare to spot them. So yeah, I absolutely love it. It's just such a ridiculously powerful car. Definitely not made for British roads, but I don't care. It's brilliant. I actually also own a BMW 3 Series at the moment as well, because I thought I'd be better off selling that separately from the.
There you go. You might have just played yourself.
This is a 4. Come on.
If you lose to level 4, I don't think we'll ever let you live that down. So, and there's a tree right there, and there's a tree, and then oh no! Oh, it's all gone wrong. This is it. This is the moment. He's cracked.
Oh no, it's the one.
We got him, boys. Brilliant.
Right, have to try this way. Oh god.
Right. Oh no. This is all gone. It was going so well. It was going so well. A level 4. Was it a Volkswagen?
He hasn't done me yet. If I know one thing about Eliminator, you never give up. Right.
Go on, I
never
believe
give
in
up.
you. If anyone can do it, you can do it, Mike. Come on, everyone's watching. Don't worry.
Sorry, it's not me. That's where he's gone.
We are all watching. You might. I mean, if you don't lose now, I feel like you're going to win. I have no idea how you haven't lost yet. So, Mike, what's your favourite car ever, and why?
Ever?
Ever.
The E46 BMW M3.
And why is
it's
that?
absolute. I'm classic. Absolutely beautiful. Great for racing. Great for drifting. Looks awesome. That's it. That's the answer.
This is
And
close.
maybe, I don't know. There's probably a. He's.
How are you going to get through? It's all crushing down. That head start you got doesn't matter now. How is
This
he?
is gonna be close.
Right. How have you not lost yet?
He's got stuck in the festival.
Oh, you're actually you might have won this.
See.
You've actually won. You're going to crash into him. Wait.
Just to let him know you're right behind
him. I'm so
him.
amazed you won. I am so amazed. That is so jammy. That is so jammy.
I take it back.
Men
Never give up.
On this show. He's doing out the big guns.
Whoa. Right. What have you got next? I didn't quite catch the car. Oh, sweet. But it's level 10 nonetheless. This is awesome.
Level 10, and there's 10 left as well. Chat have gone wild.
You could.
This is not the best level 10
I didn't
car,
expect you to.
Absolute. Despite describing myself as an aggressive player, I'm going to go and hide out a little bit.
You did say at the beginning of this that like you just like to hide and not do anything, and here you are having the opposite of that.
Right. It's final. Has anyone ever made it to final circle before?
Charlie might have.
I'd like to say I did in our rehearsals 2 months ago, but I don't think I did it on this stream.
Okay, talk us through your strats now. What are you going to do to win?
So I'm going to look at the map. I'm going to realise that looking at the map, well, it can't go this way, which means it's probably going to go this way as a final route. I don't actually know, or I haven't actually memorized all the final locations of these, because I'm not that much of a cheat. So as it gets to final circle, I'm going to start giving it beans and heading out this way, so I can be at speed as it gives us a chance. So let's go.
Okay. You got 30 seconds. So are you going to lay low?
Well, no, my head's
okay, right.
Obviously, we don't want to get outside the circle, so you need to time it right to get to the edge just as the time's about to run out. So let's give 10 seconds. Give some beans. Hey, where's all these questions at, Dave? You just getting excited?
I'm not gonna lie. This is the end of the Q&A, sir, and we've all just stopped.
So I didn't think you'd get this far, and my questions have run out. My questions have run out. So there you go, showing my professionalism here. You are absolutely. You've got this. Charlie, do you have anything you can say to make him?
It's not the best route for it.
Oh no!
Oh my! There's nothing
If you
I
get
can
through,
say.
this is insane.
Okay.
This is absolutely insane. I'm more intrigued now than I am.
I've played this game before, Charlie.
I might have to just watch this in stunned silence. I can't think of anything else.
I'm more distracted by the gameplay than that I have no more questions left. And there's just sheep in the way. Great.
Right.
Recalculating route.
Gonna go straight up this grass verge. Come on, Mercedes, don't let me down. All right, 2 kilometers.
So, Mike, talk us through all the Halo merchandise you've got on your desk. You have so much Halo merchandise.
Yes, I'm playing and show it right now.
A needler. I've got a stack of Halo books actually, which I'm using to place my camera on top of. But most of my Halo merch, because I'm a family man now, is actually in the loft. So oh shit. I mean, damn.
Oh, Stonehenge.
Oh,
no, it's not Stonehenge. This could be it. This could be.
Not Stonehenge.
No.
This is
it. This is it.
Play.
This is literally what. This is it. You've lost. Oh no! It's got everything. What a drama. We had it. We had it all. We had it all.
I have got more second places than anybody.
That was
I just want
gripping.
you all to know I'm crying.
I think that was the best Eliminator we've had, because there was every moment had drama. That was amazing.
That was phenomenal. Thank you so much for, I guess, showing us every single aspect of how to do and how not to do the
How not to.
Eliminator.
Yeah.
Definitely got to talk about Eliminator.
Oh,
You found this
right.
a weakness, Dave.
Yeah, it was Halo. That's what it is.
Right,
It's the Halo questions.
Okay, now with your heart pumping, let's immediately dive into the Series 22 cars. Let's start with that Celica, shall we? Let's go.
Oh, there's the needler. He's literally got a needler right there. Great. Oh dear.
Yeah. So sorry everyone. There's a show to do here. Dave, do you want to talk about this one?
So yeah,
No?
this is the. Oh no, go on. You go for it, Mike.
This is the 92 Celica. It's the ST185. So this really started Toyota's reign in Group A rally throughout the early 90s. And it was just after that split where the Supra and the Celica became separate cars. So the Supra used to be a version of the Celica. So this is where those lines split. Supra became more of a sports car, and the Celica became more of a rally car. So this one, unlike a lot of other Celicas, is 4-wheel drive, 2-litre turbo engine, and it's the same engine that you would have got in the MR2 turbo at that time as well. It's really cool. It straddles that line between 80s and 90s in terms of styling, so really nice lines. It kind of has both the kind of quite sharp edges of the 80s, but starting to see those curves that came in the 90s, which is really nice. And of course, pop-up headlights, as we all love pop-up headlights. And you can get this car, in case you missed it earlier, 50% in winter.
Yeah, it's such an iconic rally car. There's actually a really classic safari photo with this car, and it just looks absolutely incredible. It's such a nice looking car. I absolutely love it.
Cool. The video just wants to show us inside the car, I think. So, there we go. Oh, no, just still not looking at the outside of the car.
But there's the headlights.
So,
everyone, lovely headlights right there.
Yeah, so unfortunately we're not doing live gameplay at the moment. This is pre-recorded. So if you want to look at the outside of this car, you'll need to log into the game during winter and complete 50% of the list. I'm just going to stop my mixer stream because people are following me. Should we jump onto the next car?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so it's the start of the 90s, and this is the Peugeot 205 Rally. You can unlock this car by completing the Stardew Rally season event in spring, so still a few weeks to wait to get your hands on this one. Dave, I know you love this car. Do you want to tell us a bit about it?
I absolutely love this car. Yeah, so I know that Chris Harris from Top Gear actually got one of these, and that kind of speaks quite highly of the car in itself. But what's really interesting with this version is if you want the performance version, so if you were to get the rally edition of the 205, it was actually cheaper than the standard version. So you go and ask for the rally edition, but normally when they strip out all the parts to make it quicker, that would cost you. But this time it was actually cheaper. So it's a really awesome car, and like obviously was good for your money as well. Why wouldn't you go for it? It sounds great as well. It's quite a nippy car.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the one that we have in game is the European version, which would usually be a problem because, as you can see, the steering wheel is on the wrong side. But the EU version of this car actually had a bigger engine, the 1.3 engine with 2 Weber twin carbs. So it made 103 horsepower. It doesn't sound a lot, but it only weighed like 700 kilos or something. So it was really, really nippy. A really good car, going up against the Golf GTI at the time.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, that alone makes it super competitive, and it's an absolute blast to drive as well, especially on when you take it off road and in Horizon, it just cuts through everything so well. It's a super fun car to drive. Looks awesome. It's kind of got that really nice iconic look to it as well. I love it.
Yeah, and also only ever available in white. Perfect for winter.
Perfect for winter, yeah.
All right, should we bring up the next video? Okay, so this one is the Nissan Pulsar. You can unlock this by completing 50% of the festival playlist in spring. So this was made by Nissan in an attempt to fight Toyota, Subaru, Ford during that Group A rally era in the early 90s. It has a 2-litre turbo SR20 DET engine, and it's the same engine that you would have got in a Silvia at that time. So it's really, really powerful, really tunable, really upgradable, which obviously for you guys is really, really powerful because you can take this straight into the garage in game and start to tune and upgrade it straight away, just like you can with the Silvias. All-wheel drive. Oh, we're moving on. Anyway, yeah, that was the Nissan Polestar. Bye. This one's a bit of a Playground Games legend, not least because one of our stories designers, one of the company's founder members, Ben Baker-Fell, owned one of these for a long, long time until only a few months ago. So until very recently, you would have spotted one of these every day in the Playground Games car park. He adored that car, he loved it, and he basically ran it into the ground. So it's now hidden in a barn somewhere in the north of England, and that is not a clue of an upcoming bit of content to the game. That is just where it is in real life. Yeah, it's a really cool car, really beautiful, super curvy, super sporty. They only made 500 again, which makes it a very, very rare car. And what's also kind of cute about it is it wasn't actually a homologated version of the race car. In order to get this, you had to purchase a Puma, and then also purchase the Racing Puma pack, and then Ford in their showroom, warehouse, whatever they would call it, in Daventry, the glamorous UK medium-sized town of Daventry. You take it there, and then they would fit that kit onto it for you. So it's technically a kit car rather than a homologated race car. Front-wheel drive, super lightweight, 1.7-litre engine, so pretty rapid, given how tiny it is, really.
I absolutely love the thought of loads of racing Pumas. Loads of Pumas just lined up in Daventry, ready to be super upgraded. It's super. it's cool. I love the color on it as well. It's only 500, and and that is definitely a sore talking point for Ben on our team because he used to have one. So obviously, let's do a shout out again. The fact that he doesn't have one.
Yeah, pour one out for Fel's team. He technically still owns it. I just don't think he can drive. And anyway, if you want to get your hands on this, it's available in the Cool Cats seasonal event in autumn.
Yeah, it's such a nice color of blue. I actually love it. I think it's the same Escort. The Escort Cosworth also came in this same blue as well. It's it just looks, especially in our game as well. It just looks so good.
Cool.
Wow. There are 4 of the new Series 22 cars. If you want to know more about those cars and 2 extra ones, please stay tuned for the Forza Monthly that will be coming along very soon. But before we go, there are some even more important additions coming in the Series 22 update in the form of updates and fixes. So what have we actually got in store this month, Mike and Dave?
So for updates and fixes, we've actually been looking at Horizon Promo. Obviously, we added that in the series before. We kind of found that people were engaging in it, but when you wanted to take a photo for promo, you had to wait for the photo to process, and it actually took a very long time. If you just wanted to add a car to your promo collection, going in and out took a long time, and there's a reason for that. It's because we want our photos to look amazing. Obviously, the game looks incredible, but we do a lot of processing for the photo to make the photo look amazing. But people who want to work through promo, they want to do it quickly. So we've added a new button in photo mode called Promo Quick Shot. And you press the right bumper. And what that does is it takes a picture of the car and adds it to promo, but you can back out of that immediately. So you don't have to wait for the processing time to finish. It saves a lot of time. And it means that if you just want to quickly add a car, you can do that, press the right bumper, and you're good to go. So that's what we've done for promo. We've also fixed the problem where...
Sorry, just want to interject. Say sorry to those people who already completed Horizon Promo and had to sit through that load maybe 600 times.
Yeah, sorry. But we fixed it now. So, and following that, we had an issue where people couldn't switch between their star card flares. That's been fixed as well. We've got some sort of quite funny problems here with the Honda NSXR. Parts of the hood would clip through the dashboard in cockpit view. and we fixed that because cars don't do that in real life. They definitely do not do that.
No,
In
not
real
the
life.
last time I checked. No.
And I've got here, I'm looking at my notes, the Formula Drift 599 GCB. The wheel screws were not the correct color of paint. So we've changed the paint of the wheel screws because we're all about detail here. So,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
that is it.
Yeah, gotta make sure it's right. Perfect. Well, thank you guys for another monthly update. Thank you for all those very important updates and fixes. Thank you for what I imagine will go down as the most intense Eliminator this channel has ever seen. Thanks again, guys. Thanks everyone in chat for watching.
Yeah.
Please stay tuned. There will be a Forza monthly show coming up, well, any minute now. So stay tuned and we'll see you again soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.